air.com or text MATT to 33239. That's MATT to 33239.
Back here on SportstownChicago.com. Chris Leposco, Eric Willowhite here with you. So we're getting ready for this second period. It is currently a lead for the Chicago Cougars, 2-1. Eric, pretty good first period from them, other than the couple turnovers, which we heard the captain in Matt Olson talk about.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they were happy with the way they played in the first period. Obviously, only having a one-goal lead probably wasn't they expected, given the amount of pressure they had on the River Kings. Shots for the first period were 14-4 in favor of the Cougars. So, from carrying the time of possession in the play, that's something the Cougars definitely did. However, that one goal that the River Kings did get, which somewhat controversial, as we're going to be able to see here. Here's the Cougars. This, I believe, is our second goal. This is the goal, glove side off of Nelson, that makes it a 2-1 game. That was on the power play. So big score there for the Cougars to be able to take the lead going into the second period.
There's a little bit of net front presence on that one as well, was one of the good things too. Not as much as maybe Coach would like, as if you remember from our talks on Friday, he harped on net front presence on their power play and had a little bit of it there at least.
Right, definitely that's where you're going to take advantage of it. If you're shooting the puck low, getting rebounds off the pads, getting the greasy goals, as they like to say, that's something that definitely the Cougars would like to do a little bit more of. We'll see if they can extend that out here into the second period. Now here you go. Here is the River Kings' first goal. Now watch the left skate of Suara there. And as the puck's touching it, you can see the skate kind of guide it into the net. There is some movement, so he turns the skate to kind of guide it and direct it into the net. Now, it can be questionable that you may not call that a kicking motion, but you're definitely steering it into the net. And I think with the benefit of the replay, the referees, had they had that opportunity, might have disallowed that.
Right. I mean, something to take in mind for that. Think about the Chicago Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup Finals when you have Andrew Shaw headbutt the puck into the net, and everybody's going crazy because, everybody knows about the kicking motion.
Right.
But that's not a kicking motion when you headbutt it in. But it's a motion where you're pushing the puck into the net, using something on your body other than the stick to do so is not allowed.
Guiding it into the net, exactly. And that was a rule that we found out during the Stanley Cup Final, that headbutting is not allowed.
Yes, definitely. As we'll send things over here now to Eric, as he will take over the play-by-play for you here in this second period.
Thank you, Chris.
Really, really excited to see how the Cougars go about things here in the second period. We talked about the turnovers, Eric, but also they do have players in the boxes on either side, but it is still 5-on-5 hockey. That's the one thing, too. 2 players in the box on the side of the River Kings, but it is 5-on-5.
5-on-5 hockey here as we begin the second period. Cougars going from your left to right, and the River Kings right to left.
Period of the long change. We'll see if it comes into play at all here.
River Kings now moving the puck out of their zone. Van Balklin centering. No one home, and here come the Cougars trying to break out. Kept in there by Mantz. Skated up now by Matt Olson. And puck's frozen on net by Nelson.
Yeah, trying to dump that one in, Eric, and he sends it right at the goalkeeper and Nelson, and he grabs it out of the air and holds on to it. Just a simple play, but this is watching here, went right to Olson. He's able to add a free lane to skate across that center line, try to start something for his team, but you'll take the face-off in the zone.
Yeah, not necessarily sure he was trying to throw it on net, but either way, face-off in the zone. Won by the Cougars, shot by Raybeck. Saved. Zavane behind the net, feeding centered, blocked there by Nelson. Kept in by the Cougars. Raybeck shot blocked in the slot. Kept in by Doremus. And let's see, we have offsides call.
Yeah, he just missed it with the stick. He ended up like getting it with the skate. As we'll watch it again, as you'll see the turnover there that gives the first good opportunity to Rayback. And then here Olsen, he tried to dive out with the stick, and then he
just
came in.
Left it.
And yeah, he hit it in with his skate.
Puck in the Cougar zone, near boards. Centered, Zavane, saved by Nelson. Quick pass from Rayback to Zavane, saved. And now puck deflected there. Cougars getting plenty of opportunities there. Oh, sweeping in for the goal is Cody Rayback.
And it was kind of feeling like it was a matter of time, Eric. They were controlling the puck so long in the offensive side, and Gavin Nickerson, he's got his palms up to the air as if what, but the goal seems to be good. I don't think they're taking the goal off, but I wonder if we're having somebody go towards the box. I don't know. He was questioning something, but we get to watch here again this goal. You're going to see the puck bounce. They can't clear it away. Nice job getting on for a forehanded shot in the slot by Zavane. It bounces off of his skate, goes right to Rayback, who just slaps it in as that puck was on edge for the goal.
Tough play there. Heller almost had that puck blocked, but off his skate to Rayback and in. That was a good goal. Now the play resumes in the Cougar zone. Longbird feeding it over to Watson. Watson far side in the corner now. Holt pressuring Watson. Watson on the net. I think the net's knocked off its moorings.
Yeah, I think this one will stay in too here, Eric. It looked like he got pushed into it. But you like that little power turn in there from the corner, trying to just stuff it in past the pad. As we watch one more time, the last goal here, Rayback sweeping in to get it and sending it over the glove hand. You know, we've seen 2 goals like that over the glove side. Not that he has a bad glove for the goalkeeper in Nelson, but he drops it sometimes.
Right. And I think that's one of the things we'd have to see if they're intentionally. Now in that play, obviously, you're just looking to get it on the net.
Right.
But are they looking to go glove side on Nelson? Is that something they picked up from some of the previous games?
As now we're going to watch that one opportunity here. Actually, this is where the whistle came. I think a high stick maybe was what they called it because he's coming into the Cougar zone. Either that or icing.
Okay. Face-off won by the Cougars. All right, puck stolen away. Here's Holt. Holt moving in. Cole. Cole looks like he got a stick up on him. No call by the referee.
Yeah, I don't see it.
He seems to be in a little distress right now. Now his play's resumed and he's skating back.
He's still checking himself, though. So, like you
Kept
said.
in by the Cougars. Now skating it up is Mance in the corner. Shot on net and saved by Gillis.
He saved it somewhere into the bread basket there when he was able to get the glove hand up to stop it from falling to the ice and hold on to it. As good pass into that right circle, and it's just a backhand. Well, he spins around for the forehand opportunity. A little bit of it cutting off his angle at least was prop, so Gillis only had to slide over and had good positioning to make the save.
Face-off won by the Cougars. Now puck coming down into the River Kings zone.
Head over to the merchandise table. Get your check-a-pucks.
Dropped off to number 20,
Please be aware that check-a-pucks are not
John
to be kept.
McManus.
They must be used during the check-a-puck activity.
Off the boards.
No cooperation is
Now
much
center
appreciated.
ice. Here comes Zavane. And the puck dumped in. Picked up by McManus.
We had heard the Cougars talk about getting the puck deep, Eric, and they've done that a couple of times. Even if they haven't kept the possession, they're at least making things difficult on the River Kings.
Nickerson, nice play there. Zavane off the post. Close call for Zavane, but rocketed off the post.
I think getting a piece of it with his glove was Nelson, too, as he dove across is really all he could do.
Well, Cougars in their defensive zone. Mance with the puck. Shovels it on, picked up by the Cougars, taken back by the River Kings. Now taken back by the Cougars. Long stretch pass to Zavane, offsides.
Yep, I knew that one was coming. I was waiting for the whistle. It was almost perfectly timed. Zavain just went a little early. You saw the good push and then turnover. And then the nice little touch pass trying to break up ahead to Zavain, who was behind the defense.
Yeah, he stretched that one out nicely. Face off now in the Cougar zone. And the River Kings have possession. Behind the net. Picked up. And shoveled out in front, kept at the point by the River Kings. Olsen in on McManus. Now we got a scrum here in the near corner. And the Cougars come out there. Up. We have a stoppage of play here. Oh, we have a scrum in the corner.
Yeah, Matt Olsen lost his helmet too.
Olsen scrapping with Demchuk, Nick Demchuk.
I wonder what the call, if we're going to have, I'm sure it's going to be offsetting here.
Yeah, it looks like it. Both players are going to the box. Demchuk already in the box. And it looks like Olsen's on his way.
Yeah, Olsen heading that way too.
We get a look at the replay. I don't know if we have that behind the scenes there. The play was moving on. That's when the play stopped.
Yeah, it was a little bit too far behind, but that's why it was a little bit of a later whistle too, because the official didn't catch it until later.
So coincidental penalties. 2 minutes for roughing.
So roughing on either player.
Puck behind the Cougar net. Now to Zatera. Back behind the Cougar net, Mance. Shoveling it off to Longberg. Longberg skating up the ice. Zatera along with him. 2-on-2. Back in the River King zone. Puck shoveled out at the blue line. Kept in nicely by Longberg. And now Cougars continue to put on the pressure. Longberg skating in. Fires! Glove side save by Nelson that time. Same spot as some of the previous shots, only this time he was able to get a glove on it and knock it down.
Not as good of an angle there for Longberg to shoot at, as most of it was cut off by Nelson.
There's Watson trying a feed. Broken up there by the River Kings. Dumped into the Cougar zone. And carrying up, long pass. Missed its target for Van Dyke. River Kings have control in their zone along the near boards. Stolen away by the Cougars. And outside of the zone. And Tara's going to pick that puck up. Move it on over to Doremus. Doremus centering, stolen away by Cole. Cole has it stolen away. Now both teams playing a little bit of giveaway right now.
Yeah, Ledmansky, I think, tried one move too many there as he was coming in for an opportunity.
Oh, tough save there. Gillis with a tough save.
Huge
Players
save.
crashing into the blue paint area there, and he was able to keep that out of the net. Puck dumped into the River King zone. Picked up by Mance. Kept in by the Cougars, and a big hit along the boards by number 16, Nick Marchuli.
I wonder if we're going to have him going in. I thought I saw the official have the hand up, and he's going towards the penalty box. That was that looked like to be in the back. Well, I think maybe he called that cross-check. But either way, you could have called, oh yeah, that's definitely a cross-check. The hands are separated. So you're going to watch here, Nickerson, blind side too. He did come in with the hands out.
Yeah. So the Cougars will go to the power play here with 13:32 to go in the second period. Cougars leading 3-1. Alex Serra in the box. Check from behind is the call.
Check from behind works too.
Yep. Raybeck with the puck. Now over to Olsen. Olsen behind the net. Over to Zavain. Zavain in front of the net. Has the puck stolen away. Raybeck shot. Saved by Nelson.
A lot of pressure, though, by the
Nickerson
Cougars.
in the corner. Over the top, near side. Back to Olsen. Olsen to Schiffman. In the corner now, Zavane behind the net, far corner. Coming out front, centers it over to Rayback. Rayback, just missed. Just missed Nickerson on the return.
That play is open. They just need to get that pass cleanly back across to the other side to beat Nelson.
Yeah, nice puck work there, and a shot and a goal, a shorthanded goal by the River Kings here. We're going to get a look at that. That's number 19.
Well, you see here, Gillis will throw the pass
Chris
up.
Esty.
You see Gillis as he made that pass up, and it ends up being a turnover. As he said, he comes in here, left circle, maybe a little bit screen, maybe a piece of it hit off of Olsen, and just reacting to it late, it seemed to be Gillis as it kind of bounced off his side and went in.
Right.
So I don't think he had a clean look at it.
And puck on net again, this time saved by Gillis. So the River Kings putting on some pressure here.
Still about a minute, though, of power play time for the Cougars.
So Chris Esty with the shorthanded goal for the River Kings, cutting the Cougars' lead now to 3-2 here with 12:10 to go in the second period. Cougars still on the power play. Van Bocklin over to Cole. Cole behind the net. Pinched in there from behind. Now Cole comes out of there, and the puck is cleared by Van Bocklin, and they'll go for a change. Now the Cougars bringing the puck forward here. Olsen carrying. Far side picked up by Tyler Carey, and a save by Nelson.
And made the save off that shot there from Brennan Peters, who had found a fortunate puck that bounced right into him as that power play ends for the Cougars, but not quite as many chances here at the end of it. A little bit of puck luck, though, as he saw it bounce right onto Peters' stick. Took the shot at the time that he could. And you see, it's not a bad glove, though.
All right, now play resumes behind the River Kings net. Puck out front. Centered, here come the River Kings over center ice. Dumped into the Cougar zone. Chasing after it is Austin Luxford. Far corner, Sara. Now behind the Cougars net. Scooped up. Knocked away by Olsen. Olsen over to Litmansky. And now the puck is dumped back into the Cougar zone behind the net. Gillis picks it up. Okay, centered it on. Behind the net for the River Kings. That's Nick Demchuk. Demchuk over to Peterson. Peterson along the boards loses it. That's picked up by the Cougars' Nick Propp. And out of the zone. And knocked back into the River Kings zone. Picked up there by Dylan Heller. And he dumps it down, and this will be an icing call on the River Kings with 10:07 to go in the second period.
Get a little bit of an advantage there for the Cougars as they get a little bit of a tired line of the River Kings having to be out here a little bit longer. As you saw, that was that glove grab one more time. But here you go. This is the chance maybe you get your top line out here now after you got some tired legs to try and get that goal back.
And Nickerson won the draw. Shot. Nelson steered it high over the back of the net. Back to the point. Over to Zavane. Zavane shoots. Blocked out front and frozen by Nelson after a rebound shot attempt.
Yeah, Beltrame had activated, jumped into the play for that goal opportunity. This is the icing here in just a second. You see, I mean, hits off of one. Oh, this is that glove save again.
Yeah.
But again, for Beltrame, not a bad opportunity, just couldn't get it past the pad.
Beltrame with the puck now, steered it Center ice picked up by the River Kings, dumped back into the Cougar zone. Behind the net, Gillis picks it up, feeds it to Beltrame. To Zavane. Zavane cross ice pass to Beltrame. Now we got it picked up. Pass is stolen. Offsides call, however. Otherwise, Reed Kaiser was going to be in.
He would have had a great opportunity, too. I mean, you look at it here, it's just a weird of bouncing puck, and they're able to at least get it out into the zone. They're lucky that that player was offsides. Puck luck for the Cougars that time again.
All right, face off outside the Cougar zone. Puck one, face off by the Cougars. Palermo bringing the puck up ice, dumps it into the River King zone behind the net in the corner. And let's see, we have a stoppage of play here. Looks like we got a cross check.
No, I think that's checking the back again. That's what he made the call. That was his signal last time for it. So we'll watch here again, see if we can find it.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Right behind the net.
Jesper Lundberg, the one to go in.
So Lundberg with the penalty, and the River Kings will go on for the power play with 8:38 to go here in the second period, with the Cougars up 3-2. Cougars have possession. Far point, near point. Shot save, and puck's cleared. So a little quick movement there by the River Kings, and a good save stop by the Cougars.
This is usually one of the Cougars' strengths. When you look at them over the year, well over 85% on their penalty kill.
Puck not out, kept in by the River Kings. Now it comes out, picked up by Luxford. Luxford shovels it back over to Heller. Heller skates it into the zone. Now he chases after it into the far corner. Behind the net, stolen by Watson. Puck picked up by the Cougars, and then now we have a battle in the corner and cleared. That puck's cleared on net.
And you can hear the head coach Brad Stofers shouting pressure. He wants pressure on his kill from his team.
And the River Kings aren't getting near the net this time. Cougars are doing a good job keeping them out on the perimeter. And we have another clear by the Cougars. Cole going back to pick up the loose puck. And Cody Raybeck in on putting pressure. He's getting up the ice for the River Kings, Tyler Carey. Tyler Carey bringing the puck in on net. Stolen away by the Cougars and cleared. Center ice, Cole. Cole carrying the puck back into the River King zone. Dumps it to Van Buckelen. Van Buckelen to Cole. Cole carrying it forward. Van Buckelen in the far corner. And looks, I think he thought maybe there was an offsides call or delayed penalty.
Yeah, it was delayed offsides.
Okay, delayed offsides. Puck all the way down into the River King zone. And the penalty kill is over. As you heard, the Cougars are back at full strength, and another offsides call
It's a big
for the River Kings.
It's another big offsides because if they get that onside, it's 2-0.
Yeah, I think what they're doing here is they're missing some opportunities. You know, they're getting a little anxious.
Because that was a huge stretch pass there
Right.
that worked as they had two players behind.
6:28 to go. Face off in the River King zone. Nickerson to take the draw with Reed Kaiser. And at a neutral battle there. Cougars come up with it. Raybeck centering it on to Doremus. Doremus long pass over to Raybeck. Fires and saves, and he holds on. Nelson didn't want to have anything to do with kicking that puck out here. Just take a face-off.
Definitely want to take the face-off there when you have one of the most dangerous lines for the Cougars coming at you. And Cody Rayback here, it's unfortunate he didn't see that he had Gavin Nickerson trailing. He could have made a pass to him towards the high slot for maybe a better opportunity.
Oh, quick face-off, won by Watson. Shot by the Cougars goes wide. Puck along the near boards here. Little scrum going on. Coming out of it is Zatara and into the net. Into the net.
Yeah, up into the netting there after that. That definitely hit off a stick for the River Kings, so keep it in the zone. Good board battle that was won by the Cougars. You see they've got 4 guys. They better win it, as it's that right circle shot there.
Yep.
That hit off of the stick, it looks like, of number 27 for the River Kings.
Dylan Heller. Nice block by Heller. Another face-off in the River Kings zone, this time won by the River Kings. However, the Cougars take possession behind the net. Watson to the point. Blocked. Watson digging into the corner. Get it over behind the net. Behind the net, Lawnberg. Lawnberg to the near point, Palermo. Palermo over to Doremus. Back to Palermo. Drops it to Doremus. Far point. Puck on net. Deflected behind the net. We got a scramble there for the puck. And puck is picked up by Watson. Watson coming in. Quick shot. Goes wide on Nelson. Rebound wide. And now the River Kings finally take control. And they look to clear. And they just dump the puck into the Cougar zone. Going after it is Adam Peterson. Whoop. We have a little stick work there going along the far side.
Lost the helmet, too. Now, I want to go back here. I want to take a look at earlier on. Now, look at the positioning of the River Kings right now and watch where their 2 highest players go. They end up, they're all down below, all right? All of them were down below on this sequence here for the Cougars. Everybody really below the circles almost after they win this puck here forward. So something to pay attention to. They've been worried a lot about the defensive zone, that they're keeping players really low, but they're freeing up the defensemen. So that's something the Cougars have to try and take advantage of.
Definitely. That way you can get your defensemen. And now we have a little tumble in front of the goalies.
Yeah, almost a good opportunity there. Gillis made a huge bad save, as you saw, and then it ended up getting covered up, I think, by 2 players, which caused the whistle to kill the play.
Right. Cougars actually had possession of the draw, but then a giveaway almost resulted in a scoring and
very dangerous
opportunity there for the River Kings. Shot wide of Gillis to his left. Behind the net, puck picked up by Kropp. And now looks like we have a penalty.
I think we're going to have one against the Cougars for interference.
5 minutes and 9 seconds left to get those chucker pucks. Once again, check
So we'll see who it goes on. It looks like it's going on, is that Lockinen, I believe?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So we'll see if we can see where it happens with Lockinen.
Right there, right behind the net.
Yeah, you're right. He kind of picks the guy going after the puck. Good call by the official there.
Yeah, they've had a pretty solid game in terms of what they've called here.
Right, they've been able to make the right calls. There hasn't been anything that you kind of scratched your head at or anything else.
That's all you can ask. All right, River Kings now with the possession. Power play for the River Kings here. This is an important kill opportunity for the Cougars, obviously. And puck frozen on Gillis's left side. And we'll have a face-off in the River Kings, in the Cougars zone.
Always more important, too, when you're in the second period, to get that puck down deep so you can get off your killers, because you want your shifts to be quick on it. But if you don't get the puck deep enough, you can't do it because your bench is on the far side from your defensive end.
Right, yeah, it's a longer change in the second period for both teams from that standpoint. Olsen with the clear attempt, kept in by the River Kings. Far board Kaiser. Kaiser along the far board. Shoots it down, centered. Cole picks it up on the far point. Cole carrying it, center ice, dumps it to Kaiser. Kaiser over to Van Bokkelen, and Mance shoots the puck over the top of Gillis. Cole picks it up, far point, and knocked out of the zone. Nice play there by Kropp.
That could have easily have been called an interference right there, too, after Kropp pushed it. He kind of got picked by a guy, too. So I was a little surprised that we didn't see that same call.
Mance carrying the puck up the ice that's Tyler Carey for the River Kings. Feeding it over to Van Bokkelen. Van Bokkelen, Carey. Out front, saved by Gillis. Lots of traffic out there right now.
They're keeping a lot of guys out in front of Gillis.
Carey with the puck. Carey centered Moves it over to Kaiser. Kaiser just a shovel pass. Looks like he was trying to make a pass over there to Van Bokkelen. Just missed it, cleared by the Cougars.
He had a player open on that near side. I think that's where he was going with the puck, and he had to try and fire it through. But a good job by the Cougars. They had a player block it out in front, so it never got through. There's room there otherwise if it does, and that's probably a goal.
24 seconds left on the River Kings power play. Puck behind the net. Cole picking it up for the River Kings. Waiting for his players to get set. Now Cole carrying it up the ice center, across the blue line. Feeds it over to Luxford. Luxford carrying it in. Puck into the Cougar zone, along the near boards.
Player lost
Puck
his
frozen.
stick.
Now we got a four-player scrum going on there.
Cougars back to 5-on-5 here too, Eric, so
Penalty over for the Cougars, and now the Cougars come out of it. Long pass over. Cougars shot on goal and saved by Nelson.
you can see
Cody Raybeck again.
He's really feeling it, but I really wish that he was kind of looking for that pass a little bit more. You're going to watch it here. The good pass up to Rayback, and it's a 2-on-2, but Zavane trails the defenseman way out of position. Wouldn't have been able to get to him if he passes it there for a good shot opportunity from the high slot. Better angle shot. I mean, it's not a bad shot from Rayback, but maybe a better option.
We got a
if he goes to
breakaway.
Zavane.
Van Bokkelen coming in on Gillis. Shoot, save. Picked up, rebound, save, and blocked into the net. So quick opportunity there for the River Kings on a breakaway. Van Bokkelen skating in.
Well, that's what happens when you don't get the puck deep. Good block out in front. This is what happens when the block does. The player can get it right away and keep going forward. You're going with a follow-through, and you can't get back into position if you're a defenseman when that happens.
Right. Mance there for the rebound, but he put it over the top of the goalie and into the net. Cougars win the draw. 2:28 left to go in the second period here. Cougars leading 3-2. Now puck picked up. Mance in front of the net. Shot off the post. Rebound. Save by Gillis. And a puck knocked down with a high stick there
You'll take that, though.
by the Cougars.
You'll definitely take that. That's 3 huge saves by Gillis there in that sequence. I mean, a bad turnover causes this, though, by the Cougars on a backhander that's grabbed out of the air. There's the first, there's number 2, and then number 3, he cuts off the angle and gets that third save. So one more time, you see that first save, second save off the pad, and then here comes the third save. You see it get off his blocker side.
Now play resumes. Cougars have possession. Dump it to center ice.
It's your goalie bailing you out is what that was.
That was a huge save. Huge series of saves, we should say. Now behind the net, Cougars. Far side. Skating in Zavane. Zavane, far side, near boards. Coming in and save. Just shovel the puck on net. Not a bad idea. And a save by Nelson.
I like the idea because you have jumping into this play Hunter Schiffman up through the middle. You're going to watch Hunter Schiffman. Zavane's going to come on the far side of the screen. Schiffman through the middle, trying to be a force in the middle. So if something does come out, Schiffman maybe has a chance to get his stick on it, but instead, puck gets frozen up. So not a bad idea from Zavane.
Good play by Austin Luxford to keep Schiffman away from the goalie and the rebound there.
Definitely a good idea by that, too, because Schiffman is a very dangerous defensive player, very good offensive player for a defenseman.
All right, River Kings shot, and looks like that's going to go into the net here with 1:24 to go here in the second period. Again, Cougars up 3-2. Face-off will be in the Cougar zone. Face-off draw. Zatara taking the draw. River Kings win the draw behind the net. Centered out front. And save, and let's see, we may have another penalty here. Push in the back call. And the River Kings are going to go on the power play again. So a lot of play from behind, pushes in the back will be the call. And Laukkonen going off in the box. So the River Kings go to the power play here with 1:19 to go in the second period. So not what you want to see is a late period power play. Cougars have to kill this off. Call with the puck. Centers it wide.
Number 13, Henry Laubner. 2 minutes for checking from behind.
Puck cleared by the Cougar behind the net. Nelson leaves the puck behind the net. Picked up there by Luxford. Luxford moving it forward to Cole. Cole skating it in over center ice, brings it over the blue line. Rings it around far side. Tried to feed it to Kaiser. Kaiser not there, and the Cougars clear. Puck stopped by Nelson. Nelson feeds it over to Luxford again. Luxford skating up near side. Leaves it center ice to Cole. Cole passing it up to the River Kings forward. That's Kaiser. Kaiser far boards. He centers it out. Cole skating to center. Over to Kaiser on the far side. Face-off dot skating in and cleared. Puck stolen away and cleared by the Cougars with a nice play by Longberg there. Puck behind the net, Cole. 26 seconds left in the period. Cole skating it center ice. Long pass to Van Bachlen. Into the near corner. Van Bachlen, nice check there. Scrap for the puck, and the Cougars come out with it. And Watson clears and dumps that. Not enough time. This will end the period. With 32 seconds left on the power play for the River Kings. So at the end of the second period, the Cougars nursing a 3-2 lead here. And some exciting play. Obviously, the late power play for the River Kings is something that the Cougars are going to have to look to pay attention to as they go into the dressing room here. And now let's get it over to Chris Labasco with our in-between periods interview. Chris? He's going to have an interview with Coach here. Coach coming up.
All right, thanks, Eric. We're down here with head coach Brad Stoufferson. Brad, the second period there, it's turnovers for you guys that I think has been the biggest story for their opportunities.
Yeah, we got to take care of the puck, and we got to get back to the things we do. We got to play a little bit harder. You know, I think they pushed back pretty well there and played harder than us and wanted it more. So we got to come back and push back ourselves here in the third.
Yeah, when you look at it, too, I mean, other than that, possession-wise and shots-wise, it's been you guys who've been dominating. They had more shots, I think, in that period than the first, but 14 total over 2 periods. It's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good defensive effort. Seems like we're doing just enough to kind of keep above them at all times. I'm ready to see our guys, you know, compete hard and kind of put them away. You know, that's what we need to do this next 20 is get back to our game. You know, we're just kind of, it's human nature a little bit sometimes to do just enough to get away with it, right? So, I mean, we're out shooting them. Seems like we're controlling the pace of the game for the most part other than the penalty kills. We just got to put them away. We got to finish them, so.
Right, penalties, it was only until the second period when that really came into play. One thing I noticed, they're really keeping a lot of guys down below the circles defensively, giving a lot of room to your defensemen. Is that something that has to be adjusted to, or your defensemen have to recognize they got a little more space up top and not to come in a lot, but take advantage of the space?
Yeah, actually, you know, you want to stay a little bit higher to give yourself even more, but it's communication. We got to work as 5-man units. You know, if they're cheating a little bit down low, we can't play them 3-on-5. We got to use those points, use those defensemen, get them involved, spread them out defensively. That'll open up more space down low even. You know, once you work up out there, then those guys will start anticipating that. It'll open up more space down low. So we got to work all 5 guys and communication too, right? Like it's kind of a sleepy game here on a Sunday night. So sometimes our guys doesn't sound like they're necessarily into it at all times. So we got to make sure we're locked in here for 20 minutes. We got a game on our hands.
Definitely is. One more period, and thanks, Coach. Back to you, Eric.
All right, thanks, Chris. Chris Labasco with the interview there with Coach Brad Stouffer's in between periods here for the second intermission. As we head into the break here on SportsTownChicago.com, the Chicago Cougars are leading 3-2 over the Wisconsin Rapids River Kings here on SportsTownChicago.com.